All right. Hello. Welcome to the channel. I got about 7 minutes because I got some taquitos cooking in an air fryer. You know, my one day I think a month I'm gonna eat like shit because I do a lot of like personal bodybuilding and a lot of exercise, and my diet is usually very strict and clean. So I didn't feel like doing a lot of cooking or eating what I've prepped, right? So I'm making some taquitos, you know, comparative to what I would have got, which is like a bag of 100 pizza rolls, and I would have ate them until I threw up, right? You know, I think that's a better option. You know, I think so. But anyway, I only got 7 minutes. 7 minutes of playtime. You ain't going nowhere. If only Bonesaw. Randy Savage was still alive. Rest in peace, Randy Savage. Gone too soon. Too soon. But anyway, I'm like struggling to enjoy this. You know, I'm trying to use. I never used this gun. I think I did an XP glitch or something. Don't tell COD. And just to get it max level, because like they're just not fun in this game. Modern Warfare 2019, I liked a lot, right? Just because it's modern. I don't like fucking dude. I grew up playing Medal of Honor, right? I grew up playing fucking the original 3 Call of Duties, right? You know, among other games. And man, I'm done with like old school World War II games. The only game I'd say is an exception, like Battlefield 5 came out, I did not care about that at all. I thought it was garbage, right? I thought way less weapons. Like, how do you go? All right, Battlefield 3, right, is going to be another video in itself, and I'm probably going to forget every video I say it's a video in itself. So be prepared for that. If you stay around, or if you're new, or whichever, you know. The Battlefield 3 is the reason why we have season passes in every fucking game now, because Battlefield 3 Premium came out. God, that was the worst thing. You know, if you're doing bad in this game, it's probably because you didn't buy Battlefield 3 Premium back in the day, right? But anyway, like back to the World War II games and whatever. Battlefield 1, how do you go from Battlefield 1, right? How do you go from Battlefield 1 to fucking Battlefield 5, right? And then they're like, we can do better, right? People didn't like it. Then they go to 2042. That blows my mind. I don't understand who's in charge, you know, or what is going on in their heads where they think people want to play that game, you know? And I feel bad. Like, I bought the big edition of Battlefield 2042. Like, oh, it's going to be great. And I actually canceled my pre-order. I actually canceled my Battlefield 2042 pre-order, and then I saw gameplay, right, and I got bamboozled. It was probably from Jack Frags, you know, because he makes every game look fun, you know, with his upbeat British fucking attitude. How can you not think something is good, right? I doubt it was him, but you know how it goes. You buy a game, or you want to buy a game, so you look at these people, and obviously they have to be bought, you know, right? Especially those people who get invited to like the college, like the play events or whatever. They're obviously bought by these developers, right? They're getting paid, you know, however much, I have no idea. Hopefully nothing, right? But no, they're making their money, whatever, you know. It's up to us to make the decision. We shouldn't rely on people to tell us what to do or what to buy. But that's not the point of this, you know. This is just probably another rant about some random things. I didn't have a video idea. I've been kind of playing and recording some gameplay and doing some commentary for, you know, a little while now. I think it takes me longer sometimes to make my thumbnails than it does to actually record, edit the gameplay, and talk, you know, because most of this is at the top of my head, unless I think of a topic and I want to remember it for later. But how do you create like such an environment where the streamers are just so in control of where people's checks are going? I think that, like, to me, that boggles my mind, and I understand, right? It's not like they promised anything, you know. They just lead you on, you know. It's like dating, right? Like, you're like, oh, this girl's great, blah blah blah, and you're like talking to her for a month or two, and then she goes, oh, I didn't actually, that was a killer knife throw, dude. I love throwing knives in every game. It's so fun. Anyway, and then you're dating for like a couple of months, and you're like, wow, this is really great. Obviously we're going to be a couple, you know. We're dating, we're having a great time. And then they're like, oh, I don't know what I want. And you're like, what? Like, we've been dating this long. Like, what do you mean? Oh, I don't know. I don't want a title or anything. You know what that means? It means they just want to go fuck other dudes and they're not ready, right? Stay away from those girls. Stay away from them completely. You know, however old you are watching this, stay away. If you're not dating or you're gonna date, stay away from that because they don't know what they want. Well, guess what? Go figure it out with someone else, lady. You know, I'm not your canvas. I'm not your learning permit, right? You know, if that sounds a little personal, sometimes it is. Sometimes that's how it goes, you know? Sometimes I experience that, right? I'm a fool sometimes, you know? Whatever. We're human beings, right? But these women out there, they're tricking men. Anyway, you know, but that's what it's like, you know? They're leading you on. They make you think it's going to be something that it's not just because they're bored or they like your conversation. And that's exactly what these games do is they don't lie to you, but they mislead you with their trailers, with the people talking about them, with the streamers. Could you imagine if they actually did a play event and they didn't pay these people and the streamers were like, first initial reason, like, this game sucks, don't buy it? No one would fucking buy it, right? Or the sales would trickle as more and more people. They wouldn't have that initial burst of money, right? To recoup, obviously, the time that they've spent, you know. Oh, damn. My taquitos are done. Anyway, they wouldn't be able to recoup, you know, that money if they didn't take that time, right? To promote it, you know. And that's what that is. They need to make that money at first, right? To recoup the years that they've spent of money making it. You know, so once they do that, they're like, oh, we're already good. We've made our money. Like, it's cakewalk now. It's cakewalk, you know, and that's like, at least Battlefield 2042, though, you know, that I think at least they're trying to a point, but it's like, bro, give me Battlefield 1. Give me Battlefield 1 2.0, right? I want Battlefield 1 back. That game was perfect, right? That was even when it came out, I didn't see a problem with it. Glitchy or whatever, that happens. Bugs get found, right? But I can go still play Battlefield 1 and lose hours. In this game, it's like I'm not losing hours. They're making me relive my worst memories in life. That's what this game makes me feel like, you know? And I have more, you know, terrible times. I have worse times with this game than I do good ones. There's more bad memories of this game that's been out for a month than actual good ones, you know? Because it's just tiring. And I spent the first couple weeks camo grinding. Because that's it. That's all there was. You know? That's all there was. And they learned from Battlefield, you know, 2042. Release a piece of shit fucking game and you'll still make bank. That's exactly what they did. Because Battlefield 2042 took my money. Right? Modern Warfare 2 took my money. And those are the two biggest disappointments in games that I've spent money on. Even more so than Anthem. Because Anthem was just bad enough to where it's like, yeah, whatever. We'll move on. Right? But these are major titles. Right? There's no other, like, really good games. You know, you could go buy, what's it called? You could go play Insurgency Sandstorm, but that's a very hardcore game, right? So that fan base is only so big. But I had more fun playing that game because it's like, oh, whatever, I died. There was no bullshit perks or kill streaks or any annoying things that killed me, right? And that's what was great about Battlefield is you were the kill streak, but you could be killed easily as well. You know, unless you got those annoying helicopter people that just fly around like they're God, skeezing in their vans, flying around and murdering you. Whatever, you know, whatever. Obviously, I'm going to talk about Battlefield a lot, right? Because it's a massive FPS. It's the second most popular FPS, I would say, you know. And, you know, you could say that, you know, at one point, Battlefield was better than Call of Duty, right? I would say the Battlefield 4 years. I never played a lot of Battlefield 4, right? I was never a big fan of it. For some reason, I just couldn't. I think I left for the military, right? At some point, around the year or two that Battlefield 4 came out, and then I just didn't play video games for a few years. I had, obviously, other stuff going on, so I didn't bother to really play video games. And, but Battlefield 3, I put, you know, a few weeks into. I loved Battlefield 3. And, you know, who wouldn't? That game was, I think, OG as fuck. That was a GOAT. You know, there was two guns that were broken in it, right? And me and this one other British dude no-life that game, I think for like 24 hours straight when it came out. It had to have been 24 hours straight we played, right? And I think I was 16 when Battlefield 3 came out, 15 or 16. It had to have been 16 or 17 when it came out. I think so. And anyway, we no-lifed it, right? And we got the USAS 12 and the ASVAL. And those two guns in Battlefield 3 were so OP. The USAS with frag rounds, bro, it was like literally just throwing grenades. That's how big the blast radius was. And they nerfed that quick, right? And those are the only really broken things. You could kind of use whatever gun you liked. Some were better, some were worse. But for the most part, you weren't so into the guns, you know? It wasn't all about the guns. It was about the environment and the experience. And that's where I think that these games are lacking now. Is when you stray so far, like Battlefield 3, what was it? Destruction, driving tanks, flying helicopters. The sound was really good. The map design was natural and realistic and fun. And that's what they're lacking, right? That's what is being deprived from these games nowadays. And I think that that's the universal problem, is they went away from giving players what they wanted, and they went to like, oh, these people will pay for it. They have no choice. And that's what it's become now. It's a pay-to-play world for games you're already paying for, right? And that's unfortunate. And I hope that the next Battlefield that comes out really takes a massive step back and looks at past titles. And I hope that Modern Warfare, right, looks back at the anger that people are feeling towards the direction they're going, and either A, comes up with an update later that fixes the mini-map thing, because the UAVs obviously are spam. And then they fix the other issues that are ruining gameplay in general, right? I played a few games that were just absolutely terrible. But that's all I got for you guys. Take it easy.